Hello and welcome to Called Bank Sports. What a game tonight. The Jazz, I mean, what I felt like, and yes, Jordan Clarkson had a great fourth quarter, and I'm not going to take that away from him. But man, a lot of the night tonight, I really felt that the Jazz did not have Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley. Steph Curry is just such an amazing guard, and it's so hard to play against him without having Donovan Mitchell or Mike Conley to help out on the other end. Um, Steph is definitely an all-time great, and how many points he ended up with 36 points, which to be honest, right now is in some ways almost shutting him down. He only went 3 for 13 from three, which is what the Jazz were trying to do. They relegated him to the free throw line and to the paint. But when he's hitting floaters like he did, which was really consistently, and also when he gets two chances at the go-ahead three that ended up winning them the game, it's just going to be hard for the Jazz to come back. And my comment about really missing Donovan and missing the guards, and I know that Donovan and Mike have had problems with turnovers this year as well, but the Jazz had 15 turnovers compared to 10 turnovers for Golden State. But here's the kicker. The Jazz scored 6 points off of turnovers. Golden State scored 26 points off of turnovers. And there's your game right there. You really don't have to question it. If the Jazz had not turned the ball over as much as they did, they would have won the game today. You can look more at it. Like free throws were pretty even with the slight edge to Golden State. Same with 3-point shots. Jazz took 44. Golden State took 42. Jazz made 13. Golden State made 14. The Jazz were just edged out in every category tonight other than rebounds. But again, that one offensive rebound at the end did end up costing the Jazz the victory. So it's really rough to see a game like today where the Jazz were playing a team that they're definitely better than in a full strength matchup, but not being full strength and having Steph Curry, who's been on fire and is absolutely determined to get his team to the playoffs as he should be. And at the very minimum, I am so happy to see the Jazz fight that they have, that they were able to continue pushing at a point in the fourth quarter when I honestly had given up as a fan, watching them push, come back, take the lead, and almost win this game was really great to see. And Jordan Clarkson had a really good game overall, but I hate doing this. It just wasn't good enough. He ended 5 of 16 from three, less than which is about 30% there. He shot, let me do the math here really quick. He did shoot 11 from 17 inside the arc, which is really good, and that's where he got a lot of his points. And kind of painfully, he was 4 of 5 from three. Sorry, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, missing that technical free throw. And I really shouldn't be nitpicking him. That's not what I'm trying to do. But had he made that, the Jazz could have tried to take the last shot to win the game and then send it to overtime instead of having to try to take the lead at the end. But it was really good to see the Jazz put up the fight that they did. They fell short in a lot of categories, but you're in Golden State. You're away. You haven't been away for a while. And again, you're missing 2 of 3 All-Stars, which the Jazz have honestly done really well playing without Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell. But they did struggle tonight. And I'm not concerned about the Warriors in the playoffs because I am expecting Mike and Donovan to be back. So let me know what you guys think about tonight's game. What your major concerns are. Also, if you haven't left a like, please do. That helps more people find the stream. And we really want to see how big we can make the stream and how long we can make it tonight. So let's shoot to try to get to at least 30 minutes. If we keep the chat rolling and people keep coming, then we're going to have some fun tonight, even if the end of that game ended up not being as much fun as we wanted. Sawyer Parker said in the chat, great comeback. Is that guy missed? Oh, if that guy had missed the third quarter buzzer beater, you're right. That shot was I mean, that shot, and obviously it was a close game at the end, but that third quarter did just go entirely the way of the Warriors. And to be fair, the fourth quarter went the way of the Jazz mostly. Jazz outscored the Warriors significantly, just not by enough. But yeah, it was definitely a rough game tonight. All of the Jazz starters were in the positive. Niang was at +0, and it was the bench that really hurt. It is kind of interesting to take a look at it. The worst player in the plus minus for the Jazz was Jordan Clarkson at -17. So his 41 points weren't able to be enough to really counteract how well the Warriors played when he was on the court. So it's definitely don't want to take away from Clarkson's amazing night. I believe on the broadcast it said that there have been 5 times where a Jazz player has scored 40 off the bench. 2 of those have been done by Jordan Clarkson, which shows how elite of a scorer he is. And with the 6-man race coming to an end here, I do personally think that Clarkson is going to win it. I personally think he's going to win it because of how much he just cemented himself as the 6th man of the year in the first 20 or so games. I think that Joe Ingles might actually deserve it a tiny bit more, but Joe Ingles has picked up a lot of slack by starting when Donovan and Conley have been out. So whether or not he's eligible in my mind for the 6th man of the Award year is another question entirely. Looking at 538, and this is kind of what's concerning to me. So right now, the Jazz have, if the Jazz go 3-0 to end the season and the Suns go 4-0 to finish out the year, the Jazz have a 1-game lead and they lock up the 1 seed. They're going to be playing Portland, Oklahoma City, and Sacramento. Portland this Wednesday is going to be a rough game. I believe they're playing them in Utah, which is definitely going to be a benefit for the Jazz to have that home crowd cheering them on. But before the game, 538 predicted the Jazz, I believe, to finish 53-19. And now they're predicting the Jazz to finish 52-20, which means they're going to drop one of their last 3 games, according to 538. 538 also thinks the Suns are going to drop one of their last 4 games, which could definitely happen. Golden State will play the Suns tomorrow, but and then the Suns will play the Trailblazers after we play the Trailblazers. So we're kind of getting the rough end of the stick there, where the Suns, if I remember correctly, are getting to play Golden State and the Portland on the end of a back-to-back, where we have to play them fresh, and then the Suns get to play them when they're a lot more tired. So hopefully Golden State or Portland can give the Suns a loss to help us out here and make it so the Jazz will have a much better chance of being able to get that number, lock up the 1 seed here. But I do think Utah will be able to beat Portland, beat Oklahoma City, who won't really be playing for anything, and beat the Kings, who again won't be playing for anything, and lock up that 1 seed. They've still got to play for it. It's not going to be easy, but I do think they'll get it. Sawyer Parker said Clarkson came out of nowhere. He totally did. So have a great night, Sawyer. Hopefully you enjoy this tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate you pretty much making every stream. It's really awesome. Just everyone being here is super great. Sorry, I'm kind of scatterbrained. I started to do job today and it's been long, and definitely would have liked to see the Jazz pick up a win to make this a bit easier or a bit more exciting, at least. I really think the Jazz are going to lock up the 1 seed. Now they're going to have to go undefeated, I believe, to do it. But it'll be really special whether or not the Jazz get the 1 or the 2 seed the year that they've had. I do think that I speak for all of us that locking up the 1 seed would just be much more miraculous, and just a lot more special of a season, especially when I don't even know when the last time the Jazz locked up were the number 1 seed. I'm not sure if they were in 97, 98, considering how I wasn't even alive for that regular season, but it has been a special year, and I don't want to forget about that even after a game like tonight. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Leave a like, comment if you want to keep chatting, but I feel like I've pretty much given my take. The Jazz just were missing their backcourt tonight and turned the ball way too much, and really the Jazz need Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley to be back if we're going to end up playing the Warriors in the first round. Not sure if it's going to happen, but Donovan Mitchell and Mike are really important. Hopefully they're able to get back and get into the swing of things so that they don't end up being cold like they have been in the past when you have new players, when you have players who have been injured and out for a while come back. So thank you guys so much again. Dale will be doing the post game on Wednesday. Please join with him and have a great night.